I'm glad Sister T is on because she inspired this class today. And I'm glad she posted for those who didn't. I know we all got different workflows and whatnot, but Sister T posted a question in the Telegram, and she was asking why is so much joy, I guess, in the Israelite community, because not only us, there's other Israelites on my timeline who understands what's going on. They are saluting that the Persians and Medes are being raised up. So Sister T was asking for some scriptures to support what's going on, and the brothers did a great job. So I didn't feel any need to add on. But then yesterday when I went back and reread it to see if anyone else had added on to, I think Nariah had a I think Nariah posted that Jeremiah reference, and I think Marianne had posted something too in there, and they both was on point. So I'm like, I didn't have to add any more because what they offered was sufficient enough. And then as I was meditating on it, I said, you know what, this is a great teaching moment. So I said, you know what, yesterday at the job last minute, again, that's why I'm grateful for having a job. Pretty much was what we call riding the clock. I was pretty much done my work, and I don't do extra because I'm reclaiming my reparations my own way. So with my extra time, I started putting together these notes. And yeah, Marianne has submitted Jeremiah 30. And I think Nariah had posted 41, was it? What Nariah's post? And both of them was great witnesses.
It was 47. Isaiah
40,
47 and Jeremiah 51, I
Con,
believe.
I just got to it. Yep, great scripts, and it is still it's still in the theme of prophecy. So I'm not finished with oaths and covenants, and we're seeing now even more is especially with Sister T's question, is very important that you understand the oaths and covenants even more. And me going back and listening to Jubilees, this I don't know if you guys are into the Bible saga stories, the AI Bible saga stories, but I really love it. They did Jubilees, so I listened to Jubilees AI Bible saga this week for Shabbat, and it just stirs your spirit up. The Most High is calling He's calling the end already from the beginning. Like He was telling Masha and Noah things that we're going to go astray and we're going to be serving idols and everything. It shows the power. Our power is the only power. And I started to put on Facebook this week, and sometimes I vacillate: is this my flesh, or is this of the spirit? So when I question myself, I won't. Most times I won't post it, but no. As far as I know, I did have a word religion class way back in college. So, but the only other religion I'm really like familiar with is Islam. So I read the Quran in bits and pieces, but their Quran, what they did, they pretty much plagiarized our prophets. That's what most of the Quran is. Most of the Quran is the prophets. They accept the prophets. They don't accept any of the apostles, but their Quran is full of our prophecies and then sprinkled with a bunch of other madness. But no other religion that I know of, again, I could be, I stand to be corrected, can show where their writings have predicted what's going on. Only us Israelites can do this, and is given our like Yashar's song, "Be strong and courageous." Like it's go time. It's go time. So, and as I was building the notes and rechecking just this morning, I said, man, I was telling my wife, I said, man, I may have to do another part. It's so much. It's so much to this. So, let's get into the Kathab, and then we'll get the notes for this class. We're going to go to Tehillim 132, and if you can carry the whole chapter, then I'm going to go over to the Septuagint and grab Tehillim 27. I think I want Tehillim 132. The whole song is giving honor to the Most High's temple and the Most High's love for His people. Oh,
Psalms 132.
God.
Psalms 132 says, Yahweh remember Dawad and all his afflictions, how he sware unto Yahweh and vowed unto the mighty Elohim of Jacob. Surely I will not come into the tabernacle of my house, nor go up into my bed. I will not give sleep to mine eyes, or slumber to mine eyelids, until I find out a place for Yahweh, and habitation for the mighty Elohim of Jacob. Lo, we heard of it at Ephratah, we found it in the fields of the wood. We will go into his tabernacles, we will worship at his footstool. Arise, O Yahweh, into your rest, you and the ark of your strength. Let your priests be clothed with righteousness, and let your saints shout for joy. For your servant David's sake, Dawad's sake, turn not your face from your anointed. Yahweh have sworn in truth unto Dawad, he will not turn from it, or he will not turn from it. Of the fruit of your body will I set upon thy throne. If your children will keep my covenant and my testimony that I shall teach them, their children shall also sit upon your throne forevermore. For Yahweh have chosen Tazawan, he have desired it for his habitation. This is my rest forever. Here will I dwell, for I have desired it. I will abundantly bless her provision. I will satisfy her poor with bread. I will also clothe her priests with salvation, and her saints shall shout aloud for joy. There will I make the horn of Dawad to bud. I have ordained a lamp for mine anointed. His enemies will I clothe with shame, but upon himself shall his crown flourish.
All praises to the great I am. This is oaths and covenants for us, and so this song is twofold. He's reminding David, King Dawad, Malak Dawad, that if you teach your children, your physical sons, how to keep my law, your sons are going to always have the throne of Zion. But then he also mentions about Zion being his dwelling place. So Zion is for us. He dwells with us, and he's promising to bless us and flourish us. This is why it's important to know oaths and covenants. I just want to add, another witness came to my eye as I was preparing for my notes, and this is going to be Tehillim 17 in the Septuagint. I'm going to be offering Tehillim 17, and I'm going to start at verse 20, the very verse 30. This is Tehillim 17 and 30 in the Britain Septuagint. It says, "As for my Elohim, his way is perfect to Ma. The oracles of Yah are tried in the fire. Yah is a protector of all them that hope in him. For who is an Elohim but Yahweh? And who is a Elohim except our Elohim?" This is the talk. This is the language that we talk, and this is how we talk about him. There is no power but the great I am. There is no power but our power, and you see that language it has that possessive language. He is our power. Do he own the world? Yes, he owns the world, but he is not the power of the world. He didn't give the world a holy dress code. He didn't give the world a holy dietary law. He gave us Zion. And that's why oaths and covenants is so powerful, and it makes everything real to you. When you understand the oaths and covenants, you just understand it. I was telling my wife this morning, like, we are a nation hidden inside these other nations, and none of their turmoils, none of their troubles, none of their woes bother us or should bother us. None of their woes should bother us. All praise for that, the water. So I don't think it's going to take long. But again, as I'm preparing these notes, I'm like, I may have to do another part, or see what the Most High wants. But it's just so much meat trying to restore our nationhood, trying to restore our nationhood. I don't really like the way that's looking. So this is what I'm calling Shemach Bataha. Shemach Bataha or Taha. This is joy in chaos. And this is more meat for Sister T and others. Like, why should we be rejoicing now? And it's because you have to know whose you are and who you are. Let me see how that looks. Okay, yeah, I like that better. So this is going to be Shemach Bataha, joy and chaos, and it's one of those things where, and I know I'm sorry, that's my wife's work computer. I know we're all on different levels, so we all have different study habits and stuff like that. But I'm in go mode. I'm an Israelite every day of the week. I'm an Israelite every minute, and I'm in go mode. I'm like an iceberg. Like, I'm at the job laughing and really, trying to let the people know that I'm not a terrorist and I'm not crazy, but I know who I am. I know whose I am, and I know the history of my nation, and I know your history, what you have afflicted on my nation. So I'm just going to share some meat why it's important. And I was going to throw some of the Maccabees in here, but then, that's like sort of taken away from our pleasure when we get to the feast of dedication in the ninth month, is it? But that sister, that matriarch, her spirit is like the epitome. That mother's spirit is the epitome of being a nationalist. We say Matah Yasher Allah. Matah is tribe or nation, and Yasher Allah. She is the epitome. She is the poster child of putting the nation first. And when she told all her boys, 7 of them dying in one day. She said, "You die manfully for the nation." It's like, wow. So that's what I hope to do today. And I guess it may be time to stir up and to rehearse, what we've been afflicted with, to understand that the chaos over there. And listen, I have flesh invested. My only son is in the army, and he's getting ready to deploy. Or he may be over there already. So if you could pray for my son that he don't fall for this wicked country, Most High will be done. So I'm definitely, I'm praying for our people, but at the same time, these nations, their destruction is joy for us. Their destruction is joy for us. So I don't think it's going to take long. Let's get into this.
Shalom,
Go ahead, you
Nariah,
got
he
it.
said he made a comment and said to be separated from the chaotic bondage, Shamcha, that had came to him before you had said what your title of your class was.
All praises, all praises. Yeah, definitely, definitely. That is befitting. Like, we're separated from we're separated from their chaos. Even like the time and these are little praise just reports, because Yashar dropping that song, be strong and courageous, and then the Most High just put in my spirit, go into that more. Why are the Israelites, joyful that all this chaos is going on? Like, gas prices are up, inflation is up. Trump terrorists. Now, Trump lies about everything. So in his mind, that song. I don't know if you guys, there's an old song, "I'm a pimp in my own mind." This dude is making fun of himself, and he's like, and that's how Trump is. And in Trump's mind, he is winning. Like, he is killing it. Like, but like the real economist is like, nah, this economy is the worst ever. Like the tariffs are affecting even the not the wealthy, not the filthy rich, but the upper middle class on down. We are taking the brunt of these tariffs. In his mind, yeah, these countries are loving it, and they are agreeing. And no, so. But as this country and the world kingdoms crumble, those of us lawful, this is what we've been rehearsing. So it is a go mode for us. It's go and me and my wife, we're not wealthy. Like, it's just us now. We made it through our children rearing up, and so we don't have kids to be buying shoes and stuff for. But we're not wealthy, and we don't have no, gold stored up. Like all that crap. Their currency is fiat tissue. It's toilet paper, and that's why is rehearsing these oaths and covenants. The Most High kept us 40 years in the wilderness. And yes, we took the gold and silver from Egypt, but when you when the Most High put you in the wilderness, when he separates you from the people, you can have all the gold in the world. You're in the wilderness. The Most High is bringing us to a place where you guys need me. Oh my goodness. We say it all the time, and I know we've been together so long. Most of us, things are being redundant, and some of us older folks, more seasoned, these things are routine. But we got to keep rehearsing for the babes and those who don't have the luxury to study like we study. But the Most High do things in cycles, like the scriptures say, as in the days of Noah, when they were eating and drinking, boom, suddenly the flood came. That's how Messiah is coming. Everyone's eating, drinking, partying, marrying. Boom, Son of Man is here to bring wrath. So we're having these for those of us who are in these scripts every day, we're seeing the writing on the wall. Everything Abba has promised us is happening. He's showing up and showing out. So we don't have to have no gold bag packed up. We don't have to have no gold stored up, no money stored up. All we need is our faith stored up. Our faith stored up. All praise to the great I. Any other comments or questions before we get in? I feel my spirit. All right, the first thing is, let's go to Yashayah chapter 13, and we're going to jump around. It don't. If you want to do KJV or the Septuagint, it don't matter for this one. But we're going to start with, to get some context, we want to start with verse 1 to get some context, the subject, and then we're going to drop down to verse 9 through 12.
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1 says, "The burden of Babylon, which Yashiah, the son of Amaz, did see."
So he's telling us the subject of what this prophecy, what the Most High is about to give him. This is the burden that Babylon is going to face. This is the burden that Babylon is going to face. But as we drop down into this chapter, this is when you have to be a cultural Israelite, sanctified, born again, covered by the blood of Hamashiach. Because now we're gonna get some context. This burden of this Babylon is not the physical, geographical Babylon. You're going to see what I mean when we drop down. Let's get verse 9 through 12 out.
Verse 9 says, "Behold, the day of Yahweh cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. For the stars of the stars of the Shemayim and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine."
So this is my witness. This is not the geographical or local Babylon, because the Most High is saying, when I reward Babylon, the land is going to be desolate. And Babylon is not desolate. For those who don't know, Babylon is still flourishing. They still have those ancient artifacts over there. Some of them were destroyed during war, but Babylon is still up and running. So the physical Babylon is not desolate. This is letting us know that this is a future prophecy about spiritual Babylon. And then he says that in this day, the sun and the moon won't give their light. Now, I know most of us are too young, but I don't have any witnesses where this has been fulfilled. I don't have any historians, whether they be from our ancestors or from the Greeks or Romans, where there was a day that it was totally darkness. So this is my context that this is future. The Most High has a future judgment, but it's not for, this hasn't happened yet, because first, local Babylon or geographical Babylon is still here, just changed its name. Babylon is now Iraq, just changed its name. That's all it is. So local or geographical Babylon is still standing. And we know the Most High's word should not return to him void. He says that the day of the burden of Babylon, the land is going to be desolate. Local Babylon is not desolate. Yeah, you had your hand up out.
Han, yeah, shalom everyone. Regarding to like what you just said, a couple of years back, the Most High showed me a dream, like, I was like looking outside, like of the firmament, and like I saw the whole like continent of like the United States, but it was desolate, like you said. There's like there's no life, there's no green anywhere, and it was just dead. And like that's like all I remember. But like that was like 2 years ago, and like now it's like small steps coming to pass. But like that's that's insane. But like I just wanted to say that. Hello, yeah.
That's what desolate means. When the Most High say desolate, and I think Hezekiah has a verse like that. He says when the Most High is talking desolate, that's what he means. So let's finish this up, verse 13 or 12. I think we stopped at.
I'm sorry. Verse 12. It says, well, verse 11. It
Con.
says, "And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I
So
will."
see how the Most High explains things. I said that this is spiritual Babylon, it's not physical Babylon, and verse 11 just makes it plain. He says, "I'm going to punish the world. I'm going to punish the world." So this judgment of the Most High has not happened for the world yet. So this is just how we just build our witnesses, and the Most High's Ruach just reveals things. Like, we don't have to make things up. It's right here in the text. Spiritual Babylon, the world is going to be punished. We don't opt.
And it says, "I will make a man more precious than fine gold." And the Septuagint says, "I will make those who are left behind more precious than fine gold."
Calm.
A man more, even a man, the golden wedge of Ophir.
So this is oaths and covenants. I guess this would be an interlude if I would use that word for oaths and covenants, because he's bringing destruction to the world, but then he says this destruction for the world is going to yield me making a man more precious than gold. And we know contextually that's his people. So as he's punishing the world, the wicked, he's refining his people. He's renewing his people. That's why we celebrate when we see these current events that's matching up what Abba said eons ago. Abba said this eons ago, and now we're seeing it in our day and age. It's a wonderful thing if you understand prophecy. Like, we're so excited because what we've been studying and reading, the Most High is bringing it to fruition. These world governments are at odds with each other. There's wars going on, and there's rumors of wars. I'm getting ahead of myself, but everything Abba's told us is happening, and he's doing these things for our sake, for his people. All praises. Any comments or questions before we drop down? All right, so he's going to make a man more precious than fine gold. Let's drop down to verse 17.
Verse 17 says, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which will not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it."
So the Most High is saying, I'm going to stir up the Medes. I'm going to cause their spirit to rise up in them. And when I raise them up, they're not going to be willing to sign peace treaties with you. Like right now, the premise is Iran is building nuclear weapons, and old Trumper says, like, as long as I'm alive, they're not going to have the capabilities. Like, who are you? But that's their premise now for attacking them. They just don't know that if Trump and them were biblically literate, they will understand, like, you're going to lose. The Most High is going to put his spirit or be with them so they can conquer. So this is when you have to understand world history. And that's why I said it's so much to I don't want to rush it, but it's so much to give y'all. This is just a witness. I don't know if the screen is readable, but this I just got this off the internet, and this is the source is Copilot. I guess one of those AI search engine or bots they got out there. It says the Medo-Persian Empire, known for its historical significance, is largely represented by modern Iran. The Medo-Persian Empire. So the scriptures are saying, I'm going to stir up the Medes. But historically, they were one empire. The Medes and the Persians, one kingdom took those empires and they became the Medo-Persian Empire. And this little AI bot or whatever it is, Copilot, saying the Medo-Persian Empire is modern Iran. So this gets us excited. The Most High says, I'm going to stir the Medes up. So we're seeing these as steps to our redemption. That's why we're excited. That's why it's joy for us in their chaos. So I'm trying to stir up your resolve that our Father is the great I am. His word is true. And no, we don't have to have no gold stirred up, so buried in your backyard. He's going to, oh man. He's going to give us our daily bread. As he fed our ancestors with that manna, go back and really pay attention. Maybe, I guess, if especially if you have a job where you can have some headphones in, go back and read that Exodus and then come into Joshua. The Most High kept giving us manna every day for 40 years until we crossed over Jordan. Father, he fed us every day with angels' food until the day Yahweh Shah, Joshua, brought us over the Jordan. That's when the manna stopped. So we don't have to have we don't need no provisions stacked up. That our national prayer, give us our daily bread. We mean this. It's just not a saying for us. Father, should I go to work today? Should I turn left here? Should I take this highway? Should I say this to that person? Should I say that? Father, give me my daily bread. I need everything from you. We're tired of walking in our flesh because every time we get in our flesh, what happens? We fail. So we really mean this. And the Father is showing up and he's showing out for the Israelites, to the seed of Jacob. That's why this war, and I'm not saying for sure this is the Most High stirring up the Medes, but we see if this current war is not Isaiah 13 and 17, him stirring up the Medes, we know it's a precursor. It's not the show, it's a preview. We see it. Because the Most High never does, he never does things like the Hollywood, like boom, overnight. No. He causes the east wind to blow. Like when he did that Red Sea. That Red Sea didn't part like in Hollywood. No. The scripture says the Most High caused the east wind to blow all night. So we see the east wind blowing again. And that's why our resolve is joy in our hearts. Because in the wilderness, we're going to be singing and eating and feasting while it's chaos all around us for the wicked. Because like that second Ezra 8 or 9, when you had liberty, when you had a chance, when I gave you a grace period, you loathe my law. You loathe my ways. You're making fun of my people wearing fringes. You're making fun of my people turning their nose up to your pork. But I gave y'all a space to repent. I gave y'all a space to attach to my people, to avoid my wrath, and you guys took me as a joke. But now my grace is over, and we see the writings on the wall. So for us lawful Israelites, we gotta have a song in our heart. We go to work whistling Dixie. I don't care, you write me up or yeah, I gotta work overtime, whatever, or ain't no overtime, or the job, whatever the case is. We're not so attached to your world anymore. And that confuses people who are not on your level. It confuses people who not studied like you, not prayed up like you, like why? I'm not, like Ox said in his song, we are pilgrims. We are daily. I'm at the job every day looking like, Father, I'm ready to rock and roll. Like, give me this, let me hear the trump. I'm out of here. They ask me where you going. Like, hey, you don't own me. I'm not tired. Most High owns me. You don't be like I told him. I remember one year, one year I was just about to get off work, and it was a storm coming, like a hurricane or tornado, and I'm like, I'm not dying with these Gentiles. So they had people at the doors like, we got to stay in place. I'm like, oh, I clocked that. I'm off the clock. I'm out of here. Like, I take my chance. The Most High storm. I'm not dying with you Gentiles. People don't understand who we are. Any comments or questions about that? All right, so we know the Most High is going to stir up the Medes, and if you didn't know, the Medo-Persian Empire is modern Iran or current Iran. Let's go to Isaiah 46, and if you can pull this from the Septuagint because it does read better. While we have joy and chaos, Shemach Bataha. Shemach Bataha. While we have joy and chaos, and their chaos. Let me see how bad. I'm going to compare it to the Masoretic, see how bad it is. But I think it's better in the Septuagint.
Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 9 says, was a car, and remember the former things that were of old. For I am Elohim, and there is none beside me. Telling beforehand the latter events before they come to pass, and they are accomplished together. And I said, all my counsel shall stand, and I will do all things that I have planned.
So that's why we're celebrating, because the Most High is telling us, look at my track record. Check my resume. Everything I told y'all, how y'all was going to rebel against me. I was going to put y'all in bondage and chains. I was going to have your enemies rule over you. You're going to serve your oppressor and want of everything. Everything I told y'all, it happened. And now, even though I chastised y'all, I made promises to restore your remnant, restore your seed. So we see the writings on the wall, these wars and rumors of wars. Iran is still here under a different name, or the Medes and Persians are still here just under a new name. The Most High writings, the writings on the wall, to use that Hebraic phrase, they stole from our text. The Most High's writing is on the wall. So that's why when we see these things, it gets us excited that, our records, no other. And again, if you guys have come across some research where another religious writing or group has these prophecies in theirs too, not stolen from ours, but like their prophets said, like, this stuff is going to happen, then please correct me. But as far as I know, no other religious group or writings can taunt this. We're the only ones can talk. Our fathers said this was going to happen, and it's happening. It's happening. Any comments or questions about that? All right, let's move on. So this next portion, I think I have like 2 slides, and this is when my spirit was just rising up, and maybe it's time for us to rehearse what our nation really been through, or what these nations have done to us. Like, I'm probably going to have to do part 2 because my spirit is just it's not resting, with this quick little, these quick little slides. My spirit is not content. But these next couple of slides, I want to show our national oppression. And of course, all of us know about slavery because we grew up, most of us on this call, we grew up, they were still teaching us about slavery in high school. But our grandchildren, they might stop, they trying to rewrite things, revision this history, and we don't want to talk about that. Or they were indentured servants. Like, our people weren't no indentured servants. Like, we were slaves to y'all. Like, y'all treated us bad. So we have to rehearse what we've been through. And again, for me, it steers up my nationhood. I'm a nationalist, and nationalist isn't a bad thing. America, they put that little flag on everything. Proud to be an American, made in America. France, everyone. You see these international games, the Olympics, the Wimbledon. I don't know if you guys like tennis. Me and my wife, we watch the tennis matches too. So every country put their best out there to represent their country. So why is it bad to be a nationalist I'm just telling you, I'm not an American nationalist. I'm an Israelite Yasser Allah nationalist. And I don't necessarily want to attack your country. I just want to rebuild my country. But this is when we have to be crypto Jews. That's why I'm asking y'all to pray and fast. Is it time for us to really close our circle and really come off social media? Because we want to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So some of these groups out here on the corners and every chance they get, there on somebody video camera telling them the prophecies and how the Most High is going. That's not wisdom. That's not, and the Most High didn't call us to do that. So, we want to know what is it time to do. But rehearsing what we've been through, what these nations have done to us, you will understand why we have joy in their chaos when you understand what they have done to us. So I don't know. Can you see this on your screen? Is it readable for you? If not, I can do it.
I can see it.
All praises.
It says the national oppression, Muhammad's atrocity against Quraza
Mm-hmm.
Jews or Qawaza Jews in AD 627. Muhammad committed an atrocity against the last remaining major tribes of the Jews in Medina, the Qurara
Mm-hmm.
Qaza. He beheaded the men and pubescent boys and enslaved the women and children.
He did what?
And he enslaved the women and children. In doing this, he wiped an entire tribe off the map using the language of the president of Iran recently. To use the language of the president of Iran recently.
This is why it's important to know who you are. And this is why we put so much emphasis on pointing out who we are. Now, how many of us have family who, because of that white Jesus being pushed out there, they ran to Islam thinking that that was a better choice than the white man's religion, not knowing that the one who started that religion, he killed your ancestors. He killed your ancestors. And we know these are black Jews. How do we know these are black Jews and not the fish people? What year did this happen?
AD 627.
So this happened in the Roman year or the Christian year 627. When did the fish people convert to Judaism?
700 and something.
It's debatable. Some research says that the 800s, some say the 900s, but definitely in the 627, no one knew anything about a fair skin or a European Jew. See, that it's misleading to say European Jew because we were all over Europe. So no one knew anything about a red-headed Jew in 627. So Muhammad is killing our ancestors who look like us because we don't want to get down with his religion. We don't want to pay him his taxes. And he killed our people. It said in doing so, he wiped out the last remaining tribe of Jews, Israelites, from Medina. And now we got our brothers and sisters over here, Allahu Akbar, singing these Arabic songs, and you don't know how silly you look taking on a religion that really killed your people. This is why world history is important. This is why it's important. No matter how, old we become in this thing, we have to go out here to these streets. We have to witness to people that we are the Jews. We are the Israelites. We don't want to be in our flesh, but as the Most High ministers to you, he gives you a word. We have to. It's people to this day still signing up for Islam, thinking it's better than Christianity. And for those who know, Islam and Christianity is the same. It's the same. Both of these religions have killed your people for jealousy. And one, did I pull it here? There's other. I wanted to give y'all two witnesses, but I didn't want to be too long. The other witness about Muhammad says he beheaded the men and the teenager boys, and then he enslaved the women and children. And we also were the tradesmen in that area, in Medina and the surrounding areas. We were the skilled craftsmen. And when they killed our elders and the teen boys, now the Arabics or the what's the word for a shoemaker? A cobbler. Now you got all these Arabic merchantmen, cobblers, goldsmiths, blacksmiths, because you killed our ancestors and took over their trade. This is the history you don't understand, and now you're in somebody's mosque talking about Allahu Akbar, not knowing that this man Muhammad killed your ancestors. You look silly calling on Allah. You look silly singing those Arabic prayers, but they're unlearned because either the Most High is not with them, or because, again, like I try to be compassionate, because I guess that Islam just looked better than I ain't praying to no white Jesus. And it's like, well, hey, if you went further, you will understand that everybody knows that Jesus, air quotes, is not white. So it's like the enemy doesn't care which one of his darts gets you. So because of the racism dart, you done ran to this Islam Allah, who is just fictitious as Zeus. And the one you're following, he killed your ancestors and took your ancestors' wealth. So this is why we sing praises, and this is why we have joy in chaos. Any comments or questions about this witness? All right, the next witness here. This is more national oppression, and this is during the Roman invasion, when they took our country from us. This is when the Romans invaded. Can you see that, Op?
Khan, it says the chronology of the war, according to Josephus, part 7, the fall of Yerushalayim, mass crucifixions. That's page 446 through 451. As the Romans build siege embankments, they capture up to 500 escapees per day.
How many?
500 escapees per day.
So how many is that per week? Anybody? They're capturing 500 Israelites per day.
I mean,
7 times 500, 3,500, right?
3,500.
500, yeah.
3,500 Israelites a week is dying. Let that sink in. 3,500 Israelites a week. Matter of fact, like, well, this is only going to matter to me, my wife, and Shamaria. Our building capacity in Greensboro, our current building capacity is, I believe, 500 people. So that's the fire code. So for my wife and Shamaria, just imagine every day the whole building is being crucified. Can you imagine every day the whole building is being crucified? 500 Israelites a day. Read on, Op.
To terrorize the defenders into submission, Titus ordered these prisoners to be tortured and crucified in full view of the city walls. The number of victims becomes so immense that the Romans eventually run out of space for crosses and wood for the bodies.
They was killing so many of our ancestors, they ran out of wood to hang them on. They ran out of wood, even spaces to put up the crucifixions. This is why you have to know your history, and that's why, like, I walk around my job and, you know, I'm jovial, you know, joking, just making, you know, fun with these people. But down inside, I know 95% of y'all are toast. You're dead. And I try to save this talk for the brothers, but the sisters, you guys got to come on board. You're not with these people. Yes, they smile at y'all and treat y'all more, you know, friendly than us, because they see y'all as non-threatening, and they want to get inside your pants. But you sisters have to put on that spirit of that mother from Maccabees. Don't get out here mourning for these people. Don't get out here and donate for the refugees. And no. This is the Most High's recompense for these people. This is every nation, just about every nation under this sky has touched us. I think the apocalypse of Baruch, second Baruch, he says that when Messiah comes back and restores us, the nations who knew us not get to remain. But there's going to be very few nations who knew not the Jews, meaning who didn't touch the Jews. There's going to be very few nations. So don't mourn for these people. I'm not saying get out here and be foolish and we have to be crypto Jews. We have to be smart now. We have to be smart now. But this is our season. This is the most high showing up and showing out for you. Ox says no, be strong and courageous. I don't have your grocery store is full of GMOs anyway. I seen another post on Facebook. Me and my wife said all the time, like, who is still going to McDonald's? Like, who does? Like, another post said they done retested McDonald's meat and it's like 2% was human DNA. It's like, who keeps going? What y'all just glutton for? Maybe you like eating humans. Like, who goes to McDonald's? I mean, we stopped going, but we still would go back for the back when we was in Jersey, we would go back for those sweet teas. Those sweet teas were the bomb. Then we was like we drinking a bunch of sugar. But who still eats at McDonald's? So we have no fear. The Most High is going to give us our. I just wish y'all could. I hope y'all just rehearse these oaths and covenants. Your Father is not lying to you. The fact that we have one of a household, one of a family, that's prophecy. The fact that people are, I don't think it takes all of that. The law is done away with. The Most High said this was going to happen. Only a remnant is returning. And only a remnant is going to be protected. It's about to get really bad out here. It's not, I know I say it at the job all the time, just pretty much, I be entertaining my coworkers. Like, we got to get Trump out of here. In my mind, like, it don't matter. You get Trump, you can bring Barack back. This place is done. We're just biding our time. I'm not telling y'all to give up and don't go to work and sell your car. That's foolishness. No, just keep doing what you're doing. But in your heart, in your mind, be ready to go. Don't be so tired. I got to go to work today. It's planes over the sky right now. It is warplane. Iran, this is how foolish the Americans are. And that's why I probably won't be able to publish this class because YouTube algorithm, they be done. You guys have let everyone come in here. This country is what they call a melting pot. So you don't let your enemies come in your land and now you're attacking these people. How foolish are you? Now, just today, me and my wife, we woke up and turned the news on. What was it? They were the FIFA tournament. I don't know if you guys watched the soccer tournament. The FIFA is really big. Not so much in America, but in the other countries, the FIFA tournament is huge. And they were saying that one of the states trying to host it. Babe, do you remember the state they said was trying to host the FIFA tournament? And they tried to find was it Ohio? I don't know. Anyway, some country, some state. You remember?
I don't remember the state, but I know that they weren't prepared. They were not prepared to host. They didn't have all the stuff. Yeah.
So one of the states want to host a FIFA. It's like the tournament's about to start, and they don't have none of the protections in place, none of the special high tech cameras they need. So you up here bombing people and attacking people, and then I heard Trump has the audacity talking about like he's going to see to it that Iran's next leader is to his liking or something. Like, pretty much that's what he's saying. And how smart are you? And these people have infiltrated your infrastructure, your country. So that's why you have to be lawful. You have to repent daily. We all say it. We mean it. Father, if I've done anything to offend you, my thoughts, please forgive me. We don't want to miss this thing. And that's, if you're in lawlessness, he doesn't have if you are in lawlessness, the Father doesn't have the obligation to protect you. That's not part of the covenant. But if we're in the covenant, repenting, a Father, help me, he has an obligation. We have to hold his feet. Father, you said, if I repent, you're going to help me. So that's why most of you hear us, Father, forgive me for my sins. Forgive me for my wrongdoings, for my folly. Anything I did displeasing, Father, wipe it off my record so I don't miss it. And the Most High is going to see to us, we're going to be okay. And I don't, yes, I would like him to speak to me, and he will. He's going to speak to us. But right now, he has to give me a word where to go. But all the classes we've been teaching just build upon each other. Shemoyah did that series where he was mentioning about the super sands and how the power of the Most High comes on. It's It's going to happen. We don't have to go to no fortune teller and can you tell me? No, no. Let's just keep walking, keep studying, and keep repenting. Keep this covenant. The Most High is going to give us what we need. Any comments or questions about this? Just a few more. This is more of the national oppression that the Most High said he was going to bring upon us. Deuteronomy 28 and 50. Deuteronomy 28 and 50. This was our punishment for rebelling against him.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 50 says, "A nation of fierce countenance which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young."
500 people a day. You think they were sifting through, oh, she too old or he's too young. Romans crucified 500 Israelites per day. They had no regard for the old or the young. They wasn't saying, oh, she's cute, let me keep her. Oh, my wife is barren, look at this little cute little Israelite boy. No. 500 Israelites a day were being strung up on a crucifix. So what the Most High promised to us for our rebellion, he brought it to fruition. But our joy in their chaos, we see it. We're coming like, I don't know if you ever guys ever played in the woods back in the day. Like we used to, my brother, all of us kids, we used to just take off and just go in the woods find a new trail and see where it leads. And you'll find an old abandoned house back in the woods or a hunting spot. And then you'll get so deep in the woods, you'll forget your way out. And, you know, as a kid, you know, I'm the younger one, it started getting kind of scary, especially when it's getting dark. And then you'll start, somebody say, oh, I can see a house up there. We're almost out of these woods. That's how it is for us Israelites. We almost out of these woods. We're almost out of this rough side of the covenant. We're almost out of here. And that's what, like Yashar was saying in his song, that's why these demons oppress us so much. That's why we go through so much. The enemy knows his time is short. His time to kill as many of the holy seed or have many of us miss it as he can, his time is running short. It's like fourth in inches. So the enemy's tactics is rearing up. Me and my wife said it, my wife mentioned it last week. Every commercial is like an interracial couple. Every commercial. Like, you know that kid, that don't make no sense. It's like, so their tactics, they put to get the holy seed and to mock the Father. Your phone images popping up. It's everywhere. The enemy knows his time is short. Whatever dart he can shoot at you to get you off course, he's going to shoot it. Whatever your Krispy Kreme is, he's going to put that in front of you. He knows his time is short. Any comments or questions about Deuteronomy 28 and 50?
I just got a quick comment in regards to what you had just said. The enemy knowing that his time is short. Just for a visual for those who are familiar with the sport of American football, whenever there's a team who's down and the game is about to end, but they're not close enough to, score by conventional means, they'll do what's called a Hail Mary. And most of the time, it's predictable. Like the other team, the defense, the defenders, they'll line up all the way back just to guard the goalpost and the goal line so the other team doesn't score. So it's easy to see what they're going to do. They're not hiding their tactics anymore, is essentially what I'm getting at. So you could see, just like you mentioned before, the writing is on the wall. These things are getting more and more egregious. They're putting Satan everywhere. They're doing all of these things right in your face to show you they're not hiding because they know that their time is short. So at this point, we just have to hold on and endure into the end by the Most High's power and the blood of Yahushua. So I just wanted to say that, but I'll yield.
Absolutely. Kapal was sharing with me last week. He said they was down in his sister Joy lost a family member down in Atlanta. So they went down for the service, and he said he couldn't believe the sisters down there are walking the streets in high heels and lingerie. And it's like, are you serious? Like no shame. Like they're walking their dogs and walking down the street. These ain't crackheads. He's not talking about like fiends. These are women. Like that's their style. They're walking the streets as if it's fashion with high heels and just drawers on. It's just wickedness. And people who they don't understand why we don't like it here. Like you don't understand. Solomon, King Shalom said it. Knowledge increases sorrow. And the more we know, it's just hard to be around these people. Even our family who we love and we're trying to win them, they're sitting in front of you eating alligators and stuff. Like, oh my goodness. Any other comments or questions before we go to Holland 137? To Holland 137. We're going to read this whole chapter. It's a short chapter. To Holland 137.
Uh, Tehillim 137. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat and wept when we remembered Tazawan. We hung our harps on the willows in the midst of it, for there they that had taken us captive asked of us words of a song, and they that had carried us away asked a hymn, saying, sing us one of the songs of Tazawan.
Here's our enemies. Our enemies is mocking us. You have beat down the elders and the strong men. That's their rhythm. That's their pattern. And it's a war tactic. It's a war strategy that makes sense. Kill the strong men and kill the young boys and capture the feeble and the women as slaves. So the ones you didn't kill, you captured, and now you're telling us, sing us one of those good old songs of Zion. And this happened to us. All of us here are old enough. We know the slave movies. Our ancestors singing those hymns, what they call them, those Negro spirituals, to get through that day. And again, I was in the military, and we learned those cadences because it keeps your mind off what you're doing. It keeps your mind off the fact that my back is hurting, my feet got blisters in it, but I can't stop working because Master's going to kill me. So we were singing those spirituals to get us through that torture. Our enemies mocking us. Sing me one of those good old songs. So now when we see the Most High raising up these prophecies in front of us, that's why we have joy in chaos. We know what the enemies have done to us, how you mocked us. You laughed at our defeat. We don't opt.
And how should we sing Yahweh's song in a strange land? If I forget thee, O Yerushalayim, let my right hand forget its skill. May my tongue cleave unto my throat if I do not remember thee, if I do not prefer Yerushalayim as the chief of my joy.
This is what they done to us. They made us think we're Americans and buying into them. I remember 9/11 happened, and I had my first town home, and I came home from work after 9/11, and my whole row. Now these are Hebrews. These are my people. Our people. Everybody had to put some kind of little flag up at their little door. I'm like, I'm not putting that. You don't know what that flag represents to these people. But they made you forget Jerusalem. Now you think you're American. Like people bragging about getting the jab. I had to get it. My job made me get it. They made you forget that Jerusalem should be your chief joy. But all praise to the great I Am. He has put Jerusalem back in our hearts. And we long to be with him in Jerusalem. Not that place there where you got Rainbow Parade. I don't want to visit. I told my wife last week, I said, I don't want to. No, I was saying at Feast of Weeks, I don't want to go to the land as a visitor with a passport and got to fly back over here to America. No, when I get to Zion, it's forever. It's for good. It's going to be cleaned up. It's not going to be that wicked place over you got over there now. I don't want to go over there now. I want to go back when Yahweh Shah do his thing and it's permanent. I'm not going back with no visa and no, what they call them passport. What, you make me show a passport to get to my own land? Is you crazy? Where we at?
Verse 7, Zakar, O Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Yerushalayim, who said, raise it, even to its foundations.
What did they say?
Raise it, even to its foundations.
Our own brothers, our own cousins celebrating our defeat. Not only the Edomites, it was other, again, just, we got about 4 more months. All the other nations that Edom hired to fight us, they always celebrated when we were going through our demise. They know we had the best grapes, the best olive oil, the best vineyards. So these neighboring countries, including our brothers, the Edomites, they're celebrating when we're getting hung and tortured and whipped. As we're trying to run away, they're helping capturing us. This is why I have to dig more into this, to let you guys. It's time. No, don't be foolish. Don't be out here screaming and yes, no. But know in your heart, this destruction ain't for us. Their destruction is for our good. So in your heart, be laughing. I remember, I love y'all, and you judge me. It is what it is. I'm an Israelite. Ice Cube, during the riots when Rodney King got beat, and some of those cops got exonerated. Ice Cube made a song. I forgot what he called it, but it took us by storm because we was teenagers, and he had he had this lyric in his song, and then he played the clip from the beat from the riots. He says, "Snatch him out his truck, hit him with a brick. Now I'm dancing." And that's what happened when our brother snatched this stranger out of his truck and hit him with a brick. And it's like it seems mean and cruel to laugh or do that, but you don't understand the oppression that we've been through. You don't understand the tortures, the horrors we've been through. So that's why we have to be crypto Jews, but in your heart be rejoicing. In your heart be saying, Kaya da Abba, you're the greatest. You said you was going to pay them back. You said you was going to have their children in derision. You said you was going to have their children being hunted. I'm going to get out y'all way. Where we at, out?
Verse 8, wretched daughter of Babylon, blessed shall he be who shall reward thee as thou hast rewarded us. Blessed shall he be who shall seize and dash thine infants against the rock.
What do you say, out?
Blessed shall he be who shall seize and dash your infants against the rock.
Snatch him out his truck, hit him with a brick, now I'm dancing. You don't know what we've been through. It sounds horrible and how could you support that? You don't know what my nation been through. You don't know what they did to us. Again, we can go into the horrors of the Holocaust. That was fictitious. But we can show you the Inquisition, how they put blasting caps on people's anus and blew them up. How they made people sleep on better nails for real. You don't know what we've been through as a people. So that's why your heart could bleed for them. My heart don't bleed for them. They're showing me these fake images of kids covered in blood. Now we find out it's crisis actors. Y'all putting on all around the world. These are the same people showing up in all these videos. But who to the victor goes the spoil. You control the cameras so you can control the narrative. But these prophecies, these histories about my nation is real. I know how you tortured us. You stole our children and fed them to alligators. You used our babies as alligator baits to capture alligators. Took our father's hair and used it to stuff your chairs with. One of your presidents had a slave teeth as dentures. It's time for us to rehearse these things, to know you're not part of these people. Don't drop one tear for these people. You got to know who you are and what they did to your people. Any comments or questions about it? I'm going to get out your way. This may be too much. This may be too much. let's get the contrast of smashing babies against a wall. Habashai chapter 9 or chapter 13. Hosea or Habashai 13. 15 through 16. Habashai 13, 15 through 16. And while he's getting that, Hosea's whole prophecy, for those who don't know, Hosea's whole prophecy, his entire letter is about the northern kingdom. So he's the Most High is prophesying through Hosea about the northern kingdom's rebellion. And so the Most High is telling the northern kingdom, the 10 tribes to the north, he's telling them how he's going to punish them for their rebellion, but he is going to restore them. He is going to bring them back into the fold. That's the mysteries of the gospel that the church don't understand. The mysteries of the gospel, the mystery of the report is I'm going to bring the two tribes, the two kingdoms back together. That's the whole theme of these writings. And the Christianity that made up this curriculum with their schools, their cemetery schools. The mysteries of the kingdom is how God was going to restore and redeem mankind and love all mankind. Book, chapter, and verse. The mysteries of the Messiah is how his blood is not shed just for Judah. His blood is also shed for the northern kingdom. Messiah did a work. He started putting the family back together. He just didn't complete it yet. That's the mystery. Hosea 13 and 15. Shema.
Shemai, 15 says, "For as much as he will cause a division amongst his brethren, Yahweh shall bring upon him an east wind from the desert, and shall dry up his veins, and quiet drain his fountains.
Mm-hmm.
He shall dry up his land and spoil his precious vessels." Is that it? Because mine's that's the Septuagint.
Yeah, the Septuagint reads a little differently. The KJV is saying that he's going to allow your babies to be dashed in pieces.
Let me see. Let's go to it. Let me see. Hosea 13 in the KJV, verse 14, it says, "Though he be fruitful among his brethren, an east wind shall come. The wind of Yahweh shall come up from the wilderness, and his springs shall become dry, and his fountain shall be dried up. He shall spoil the treasure of all pleasant vessels. Samaria shall become desolate, for she have rebelled against her Elohim. They shall fall by the sword, and their infants shall be dashed in pieces, and their women with child shall be ripped up."
So Samaria belongs to us. Samaria is in the northern kingdom, and it was taken from the northern kingdom, and strangers took it away from us. And the Most High is telling the northern kingdom, for your rebellion, I'm going to allow the strangers to come, and they're going to destroy your women. Even those pregnant, they're going to kill the pregnant women. And so the contrast is everything he allowed them to do to us. That Psalms 137, he's going to recompense, and we're going to dash their babies against a stone.
So it's in Hosea Septuagint, it's in 14.
Okay, I
So
was scanning for it
it
too.
says, "Samaria shall be utterly destroyed, for she has resisted her power. They shall fall by the sword, and their sucklings shall be dashed against the ground, and their women and child ripped up."
Okay. So I was going to say, yep, I see it right there. So this is the Most High. The point of this witness is the Most High has righteous judgment. So for our rebellion, he allowed our enemies to dash our babies against a stone, stumping on babies' heads. If you guys ever get a chance to go to Baltimore, I definitely always recommend go to the Black Wax Museum. It's a staple. It's a landmark. It's a just a treasure in the city of Baltimore. Me and my wife went years ago, and they have these wax statues that they made throughout this old house, and this one is where showing where they're cutting open a pregnant belly and putting a cat in the pregnant belly so the cat can destroy the fetus. This is the history they don't want us to talk about. They're coming up with what they call revisionist history and all this new curriculum stuff. They don't want to talk about their crimes against us. But every year you want us to remember the Holocaust. Every year you want to fly your little flag half-mast for 9/11, which was an inside job. But they don't want you and I to remember our horrors. And that's why they always want, looking at us brothers, want to smile to us to see if we're friendly. And they come with that stupid smirk smile. What you smile? I ain't said nothing funny. What you smile at me for? But they want to know, are you an angry one? Because you know if we did that to you, you would be angry. You would want revenge. So that's why they love our domicile, our step and fetch it brothers who are Mr. Friendly. They love talking and being around y'all. Because you're not threatening to them. There's one verse I read today, man. I wanted to bring it out. I gotta find it now. I gotta find it. Come. I had a first kathab, all praise. We gotta read it. Let's go to, where's my phone? Let's go to second. I think it's Second Chronicles. I put it all praise to the great I am. I put it in my phone. I was gonna have that as a kathab. I'm sorry, Salakia. First Chronicles 12 and 40. Let's go to First Chronicles 12 and 40. And I was like, wow.
First
And this,
Chronicles chapter 12 and verse 40, it says, Moreover, they that were near them, even unto Issachar and Zebulun and Naphtali, brought bread on donkeys and on camels and on mules and on oxen and meat, meal cakes of figs and bunches of raisins, wine, oil, and oxen and sheep abundantly, for there was joy in Israel.
so this is when King David's army, the men are willingly, this is when our nation was divided, and some is going with Saul and some is going with David. And this is the record of all the men who came to make David king, and we're fighting against other Israelites. But when I read that verse, I said, this is why they fear us. Is back up. It's talking about this. It's talking about the Gadites. The Gadites. Where's it at? It said their faces was like the faces of lions. I said, this is why they fear us. I know I've read it earlier.
First Chronicles 12:8 up.
It's 12 and 8.
Yeah.
Come. First Chronicles 12 and 8. I read that. I was like, that's why they fear us.
And the Gadites there separated themselves unto Dawad into the hold of the wilderness, into the hold
To hold the wilderness.
into the hold to the wilderness men of might.
Yeah, I don't think that's I think they must have typo or something.
And men of war fit for battle, that could handle shield and buckler, whose faces were like the faces of lions, and were as swift as the roes upon mountains.
So Gad is one of our patriarchs, and he's saying the Gadites, those brothers look like lions. That's why they want to make sure we're smiling around them, and like you one of the good ones, you one of the nice ones, or do you remember? Yeah, we remember everything. We ain't smiling no more. We ain't showing no teeth no more. The lions are waking up. Again, I try to reserve this talk for the brothers, but you sisters as well have to understand You don't belong to these people. You don't belong to these people. Oh, my goodness. Any comments or questions about that? Let's go ahead and wrap up with some national hope. National hope while we have joy in their chaos. This is hope for us. Matthew 24. And I cut it short, but this whole chapter is just, let's start it at 15? 15 through 31. This is national hope.
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house.
Whoa, whoa,
Neither
whoa, whoa! Something right, something right. It says, "Come down and get your to-go bag."
let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let them which is in the field return back to take his clothes.
You see this, family? The Most High is giving us our daily bread. Don't go pack no bag. Don't go trying to get no MR. I've been just going so long. MREs, meals ready to eat. MREs. You trying to pack all this stuff up, and destruction is at your door. When destruction is at the door, there's no second to waste. The Father says, don't go back up to get nothing. When I give you the sign, when I tell you, when I speak, you move. And I guess that's how our fathers raised us. I don't know if you guys was raised by Southern men, but Southern men don't speak twice. Because the second time he's speaking is with his hand or a belt. So when the Father speaks, we move. Don't go back, get nothing. Oh, my favorite watch. I gotta get the cat. That cat better be moving with me. That cat better have the spirit on him. When I move, you better be moving. We ain't going back get nothing. Read on.
Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no nor ever shall be.
So this is just another witness that this great tribulation coming on the earth. And again, I'm cutting it short. But the brothers, the apostles asked Messiah, what's going to be the sign of the end of this era, this age, and your coming? And now Messiah is answering them, and he's telling them it's going to be great tribulation, such as since the world was ever created. So this is going to be, this tribulation we have coming is going to be worse than the flood of Noah. Like Yeshua, that's why the Most High is with us. Go back, and if you guys haven't listened to that song, Yeshua has the word in that song. He's saying it's going to be fearful things your eyes is seeing. When you're seeing people just fall out in front of you, that could be the death angel coming through, just doing his job. A new president is not going to change these prophecies. A new president is not going to change these prophecies. There's going to be great trouble on this earth. Great trouble is coming, and it's all to reap us. It's all to redeem us. I'm getting ahead of myself. Read on up.
Then if any man, shall be, except those days shall be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
For our sake, for Zion's sake, for the Israelites' sake, those days are going to be shortened. Read on.
Then if any man say unto you, lo, here is Hamashiach, or there, believe it not.
Don't believe that AI. Don't believe that AI. Read on.
For there shall arise false Hamashiachs, false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
This is coming to the earth, family. This is coming.
Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
You're gonna know when I'm here. It's gonna be undeniable. I'm him. What Shamar said, I am he, is gonna be undeniable. So when they got their little AI bots telling you, oh, have you been to the desert to see the great Messiah doing this and he done healed the preacher done woke this. Don't go. Don't listen to these charlatans. Don't listen to these demons. The true Messiah says, when I return, it's gonna be like lightning. You see lightning up in the sky. Read on up.
For wheresoever the carcass is, there will be the eagles gathered together.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light. And
What else? Where else did we read this language at earlier?
Isaiah.
Isaiah 46. It's the same language. The Most High, when he sent his son to render vengeance, it's going to be a day of darkness. It's going to be a day of darkness. Read on.
And the stars shall fall from the Shemayim, and the powers of the Shemayim shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the son of Adam by Shemayim. And then shall all the tribes of the Aratazar mourn, and they shall see the son of Adam coming in the clouds of the Shemayim with power and great glory.
And then what he's going to do, out.
And he shall send his Malachim with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the Shemayim to the other.
This Shemayim is talking about the earth. The angels are going to gather Zion, the Israelites. Our dark skin, brown skin, butter pecan, kinky hair locks, bald heads. He's going to gather the lawful Israelites from the ends of the earth. I thought the earth was round. A sphere doesn't have ends, do it? Our text just exposed their madness. That's just learning something on the way to learning something. The Most High, my point being, Mashapok, our joy in their chaos is because we are redeemed after the Most High reward them for their wickedness against us. We are redeemed. So it's like, if you grew up with siblings and your dad came through with that belt, and once your dad is mad, he don't care. You shouldn't have been close to him. I wanted him, but you was there, so you got some of this belt too. When the Most High starts rendering vengeance for what they did to us, if you are in covenant with them, tied to your 6-figure job, you're going to be destroyed with them. But we have joy in chaos because their destruction, their judgment brings our redemption. Their destruction brings our restoration. Any comments or questions about that? Let's wrap up with Kazawan 21, I believe. Kazawan 21, 3 through 9. Revelations 21, 3 through 9. All praises to the great I am. We have joy in their chaos.
Kazawan chapter 21 verse 3 says, And I heard a great voice out of the Shemayim saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Elohim is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them, and be their power. And Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
We're the only ones having pains right now. They're in their glory. They're is coming out now with these Epstein files. They're got their own islands full of wickedness where they're eating people, They're actually doing the Hunger Games for real. I don't know if you guys ever watched the Hunger Games. I know we fell off. I think we seen the first 2 or 3, and I thought it was a good movie. You know, we was into it. Come to find out, that's really going on. So we're the only ones going through any kind of pains right now. Revelation 21 is about us, Zion, the Israelites. We don't opt.
And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I will make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, It is done. I am the Natah, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst for the fountain of water, for the fountain of the water of life freely. He that overcometh shall inherit all things.
He that what?
He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his Elohim, and he shall be my son.
Now, I didn't finish my degree. I didn't finish my program. But overcometh, what does that mean? Like, what is the context of overcoming?
You had to go through something.
So I thought Jesus paid it all. All of us, we have to fight daily. We have to cast down thoughts and imaginations daily. Any man saying he doesn't is a liar. We have to fight daily, renew our spirits. Teach me how to talk to my wife. Teach me how to talk to we have to renew. It's a daily fight because the enemy knows what we have if we overcome. This whole theology about he paid it all and you can't do nothing to please God, and salvation is the free gift of God. This text say, and this is the Father speaking. This is the Father speaking because he says, you're going to become my son. This is not Messiah speaking. This is Abba saying, if you overcome, you're going to get to be my son and I'm going to be your father. Messiah doesn't talk like that because he knows he's not our father. He's our brother. This is Abba telling you, son, hold on. Daughter, hold on. I see your pain. I see your loneliness. I see your plight. Hold on. And if you overcome, you're going to be my son. You're going to be my daughter. But you got to overcome. Let me get out your way. Where we at?
He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son. But the fearful, unbelieving, abominable, murderers, whoremongers, sorcerers, idolaters, and liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
Man, now, this hit me a couple years ago, and I was like, wow. Being a scaredy cat, you get trumped up with the liars and idolaters. Because being a scaredy cat means you doubt Abba. Being a scaredy cat means you don't trust him. So don't be, it's go time. It's time now to brag on the Most High like never before. Like Yashar opened up with his song. When did we ever call on him and he didn't show up? When did we ever cry to him? He didn't show up. So don't be a scaredy cat. Don't be fearful, because if you are, you get the same plight as the idolaters in the lake of fire. In the lake of fire. Where we at?
And verse 9 says, And there came unto me one of the 7 Malachim, which had the 7 vials of the 7 last plagues, and taught with me, saying, Come hither, I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife.
So I didn't catch this before today. Matthew 24, Yahweh Shah is saying tribulation is coming to this earth, and it's going to be worse than any time on this earth. But after this tribulation, I'm going to appear. But I'm only appearing to gather Zion. I'm only appearing to gather Zion. But here, the Malachim angel, he has 7 more plagues. He has 7 more plagues. So this is why we have joy in their chaos. We are being restored and redeemed through or by their chaos. Like Romans say, Jerusalem shall be trodden down until the time of the Gentiles. So we know and we have confidence in these current events just establish our faith even more. Abba, you called this thing eons ago, and we got records to prove it. That's why I've been praying like I wanted to be evident. Right now, they try to explain everything away with science. Oh yeah, the global warming and things are getting, and the tide is rising, and everything they try to just find a scientific reason, explanation. I wanted to be so evident. This is the great I am, showing up and showing out for his people like he promised. Any comments or questions about Joy and Chaos Part 1? All praises to the great I am. He is undefeated. His word shall not return to him void. We are his people. We are the ones that he has his eye on. And all we have to do is keep this law and live. Keep this law and live. The water of Rabah Shemaryah for your labors. Everyone who joined us, pray the Most High keeps you, encourage you. Until next time. I don't